Ladies and gentlemen, I am Coffee Break, and I am back with another game of Amateur Starcraft 2. In this matchup, we will be seeing a team kill between AciesPure and AciesSgtSwat. In last game, we saw AciesPure take on the Terran player B in a very convincing PvP matchup, a macro game. Both went for quick double upgrades, and it was fun. And already we have a little bit of friendly teammate banter. The broken heart from AciesPure. In the top left corner, we have AciesSgtSwat as the purple Protoss. And in the lower right-hand corner, we have AciesPure spawning as the teal Protoss. And I just want to take a quick moment to thank these players for not making their colors teal and blue, because that is cruel to any caster in a mirror matchup, especially ZVZ. Especially ZVZ. So we are here on MLG Tal'Darim Malter. I know a very, very popular build on this map is going to, of course, be that 4-gate that everybody loves to watch. Oh, so much. Now, I'm hoping at least one of these players won't 4-gate, because that makes the matchup much more interesting. And that 4-gate really actually dying quite a bit recently due to the patch that made it so the vision up ramps is smaller. So it's much more difficult to run up a ramp and then warp in on the high ground. However, still prevalent in a map like Tal'Darim Malter here. Sometimes even on Xel'Naga Caverns if you see a fast expansion. And it is really nice seeing builds come out of the after 4-gate build. I don't really know what to call that. I mean, PvP, ever since the beta really, has been a 4-gate. 4-gate versus 4-gate, and it's just been boring. And so now a really fun build that I've seen is a 1-gate robo expansion where you do Zealot, Sentry, Immortal, and you can pretty much just safely expand. I mean, there's no other way to put it. And it doesn't really hold well against a 4-gate, but against play like Blink Stalkers, for instance, against Blink Stalkers, it is very good because those Immortals getting out, very nice, and you can get, maybe just one Stalker and an Observer out to snipe their Observer that allows them to blink up into your base. But for now, we do have a 4-gate-esque looking build coming from both players. The second gas has not been taken by either player, and that is very indicative of a 4-gate. We do have a second gateway down now for AciesSgtSwat. Now, a lot of the time you'll actually see, all the extra 3 gateways being dropped at the same time, but in this case it looks like AciesSgtSwat's just happy and content adding them on one at a time. Both players making a Stalker, both players dropping a couple of gateways. Looks like we are going to currently have a 3-gate coming out of AciesPure. 4th gate not dropped yet. There is Chrono Boost. There we go. Both players really need to make sure that they keep up on their Chrono Boost on these 4 gates if it is indeed going to be a 4-gate versus 4-gate. However, we aren't seeing any more gateways being dropped quite yet. There's one gateway, and it looks like AciesPure is perfectly happy staying on this 3-gate build, as he does have the money to lay down an extra gateway, but he just has not yet. Oh, he does have his second gas now, so it'll be interesting to see what he's going to go. I would assume he's going to go a heavy Stalker build if he is going to be taking both gases, and I wouldn't be surprised to see a Twilight Council dropped fairly soon to get that Blink upgrade. A little bit of Chrono Boost being saved up there. Chrono Boost over here also being saved up. There it goes down on there. And not going to be used on his Warp Gate tech. No tech being dropped for Pure. It looks like we are going to have a Twilight Council actually for AciesSgtSwat. Both players have taken their second gas. I am sorry I missed that. So it looks like we are going to be seeing Blink play out of AciesSgtSwat. He might want to get that Robo down fairly soon so that he can start getting that Observer across the map, because in these cross-spawn positions it takes so long to cross. Smartly scouting out for a Pylon. And Pure, once again, has not dropped any tech. I'm thinking he might be expanding here. We do have an expansion from AciesSgtSwat. I'm sorry if I seem to be focusing on Pure, but I am very confused as to what he's doing, because he does not have that 4th warp gate. He does not have any tier 2 tech. He does not have an expansion, and yet he's sitting off of 2 gases and doing nothing right now. Both players fairly even. There, finally, we are seeing the Twilight Council from AciesPure. His Blink is going to be quite a bit behind AciesSgtSwat's, though. AciesSgtSwat's taking place right back here, being chrono boosted. That Robo facility on the way now for Pure, but not SWAT. So SWAT looks like he is going to be trying to do a little bit of blink harass off of one base going into two base, tried to secure his base. And in the meantime, Pure is going to be, well, right now, pushing up the gut because he doesn't have blink yet, so he can't really do any maneuvering. We do have blink now being researched. There is a forward pylon over near Pure's base, and I guess that's a relatively close guess. Now we do have a one base Protoss to a two base Protoss. Pure will actually have an advantage for the moment in army value because this base, a lot of the time in Protoss versus Protoss, the first to expand is the one who loses. Now a couple of nice force fields go down, trap some of these stalkers. The AI not smart enough to go back out and around them. Now he really needs to not focus down these sentries. The force field is not a huge case in this case. He really needs to make sure to at least kill these stalkers off because they're doing that extra damage versus his own stalkers. And now we do have a couple more stalkers warping in for AciesSgtSwat here. This pylon really needs to get some warp-ins going on. It looks like Pure's forgotten a little bit about that, and he's going to start losing his advantage in this battle if he does not get that soon. Blink is now done for AciesSgtSwat, so he can micro these stalkers all day. And it looks like Pure is going to have to fall back, but he's going to lose two stalkers in the retreat. And he is going to have to fall back all the way home. He has no expansion of his own yet, and there he is dropping his own, but is going to be quite a bit behind, now making an immortal to try to help counter this blink play by AciesSgtSwat. AciesSgtSwat now falling back. He is perfectly content. Nope, instead deciding to go forward. This immortal should be done by the time the stalkers get to Pure's base, as well as blink for Pure, so both players will have that mobility of blink. So mobility advantage will go to neither player, and Pure will have the defense advantage, which, oh, he canceled his Nexus. So it looks like Pure is going to be trying to go a little bit all in here because one base versus two base obviously just does not work. Now we have a lot of units gearing up for an attack here from AciesSgtSwat. A lot of stalkers. The stalker count is now 12 to 8 for in AciesSgtSwat's advantage with one immortal for Pure, which really actually kind of counts as 4 stalkers. One Zealot being morphed in. This is going to be kind of a close battle in this case. Now, Pure doesn't know that AciesSgtSwat is now knocking on the door. So, there's going to be no element of surprise for either player. A few Zealots being warped in for AciesPure. That is the exact composition you want in this case, because the Zealots are able to just force the stalkers for AciesSgtSwat to fall back the entire time. AciesSgtSwat looking to make a move now. There is that one sentry in the mix, which can be kind of annoying if you're trying to do blink play. Now, here comes the engagement here. The Zealots leading the charge. The Immortal sitting in the back of the lane. They really need to get shooting as soon as possible. A terrible blink by AciesPure. He was trying to get those Zealots into the battle, but it looks like for now, Pure is going to be winning this engagement because of these two Immortals in the mix. AciesSgtSwat just forced to fall back in this case. Now, 4 Zealots being morphed in for AciesSgtSwat. That is the right unit to morph in this case because there are only Stalkers and Immortals. And if the Stalkers blink back, then the Immortals are going to be susceptible to that Zealot attack. 3 Zealots being morphed in for Pure. And ladies and gentlemen, we are going to be in the midst of a micro battle in this case, and a battle of the mind, as both players are going to try to outwit each other. Now, AciesSgtSwat is at quite the advantage right now because he does have a higher supply because of this extra base. He will have higher production capabilities. He's about to go on 5-gate, and let me tell you guys, 5-gate versus 3-gate Robo just is not a good thing at all. Charge is now being researched. I wonder if he might wait till that is done to try to press in again, because the charge would be so potent against these Immortals. But right now, both players seem content and just kind of sitting back and waiting. No, I take that back, and no, I don't take that back. Maybe I do take that back. AciesSgtSwat just kind of getting in a defensive position. He is willing to wait this one out. He knows he has the advantage. Dropping down a Templar Archive for that Archon. That will likely finish Pure off if Pure is unable to do anything soon. Archon, obviously so potent. And here comes Pure, looking to do an engagement. No, he doesn't. These two players are just teasing us right now. And really, one player is going to have to make a move. Well, no, I take that back. AciesSgtSwat is not going to need to make a move. Pure knows that he is down a base though right now, and he knows that he has to push out. He has to double expand to be able to get back into this game or kill SWAT off now. He's running out of options very quickly. Charge is now done for AciesSgtSwat, and we will see if he is looking to engage or if he's looking to fall back and just go into a defensive position. More Zealots being morphed in for both players here. More Zealots being morphed in for both players. Now, I really think that Pure should start thinking a little bit more about some Stalker numbers, as Stalkers are really what you need here. Even though he does have these 3 Immortals, he does not have any sort of upgrade for the Zealots. He has no armor or weapons or charge. that makes the Zealots that much less effective. And now SWAT does have that +1 for Zealots, well, +1 for all his ground units, which is going to give him a huge advantage in this battle. Unit counting station actually shows fairly even numbers, but I would give the advantage until these Archons get here to Pure. But however, these Archons are now here, so I would give the advantage to AciesSgtSwat in this case, who has a very nice defensive position laid out, I must say. A Warp Prism is now on the way for AciesPure, and let's see if we can see where this is rallied to, just across the way here. Likely going to go around and try to Warp Prism harass AciesSgtSwat, who is looking to take his third base now. And here comes the engagement into AciesPure's base. SWAT finally making the move. Now these Archons are just going to roast away at the Zealots because they do that extra damage versus the biological. And now all the Zealots for Pure have already fallen. The army for SWAT just coming in and beginning to brutalize the army for Pure. And it looks like Pure is caught back in the corner. All these Immortals are going to die. The Immortals focus firing the Archons instead of the all-important Stalkers. And the Stalker count sways in favor of AciesSgtSwat. However, more Zealots being morphed in for AciesPure. It's going to be a rather close battle, but I think Pure is going to be able to hold on for just a moment. However, one pylon going down. It looks like he was trying to dispower this gateway right here, and a lot of Zealots being morphed in and now charging into the battle. And it looks like there's the GG from AciesPure, who is finally taking a fall in tonight's matchup. It was only a matter of time before Pure fell in this game. Who needs conjugation? Because of that early expansion by AciesSgtSwat. That was a very nice maneuver. It was a little bit risky, as once again 4 gates are rather prevalent, and neither player scouted to see if the other one was not doing a 4 gate. But that economic advantage, in the end, AciesPure just could not keep up with the production power of AciesSgtSwat. Ladies and gentlemen,